Kentucky will get the football at the start of the second half. Matt Barr will kick off. We would like to make one change here. We told you that number 65, Bill Young, handled the ball and was deep in some return situations. Number 65 is being warned today by a defensive back, Mike Gooman. Why we did not know this, I cannot tell you. But now, in case you see number 65, and it could be important, we'll tell you. Matt Barr's kick is taken deep by number 22, running back Woods. Marker down, another marker down. Chris Hill, the runner, not Woods, but 2 markers at least are down.
Usually
clipping.
Yep, right. There has to be clipping down there because not much else can happen. But I'm surprised maybe that the way Chris Hill avoided some Penn State tacklers.
Chris Hill is the regular left halfback out of this Kentucky offense. The ball goes back to the Kentucky 7. Now,
53, clipping.
Number 53, Tom Dornbrook of the Wildcats from Pittsburgh was guilty of the clip. First down, Kentucky at the Kentucky 7. Now, here's a great opportunity for the Penn State defense. Ramsey at quarterback, and he is a good one. Big, strong runner. Ramsey is nailed at the line of scrimmage by Bill Banks and Tom DePasso.
Ray, I'd like to elaborate on that, what you said about the defense. If you can hold Penn State now on their very first drive, I mean, if you can hold Kentucky on their first drive, make them punt into this wind, get yourself field position somewhere around that 50-yard line, then you got something to work with.
Ramsey gained a yard. It is 2nd and 9. Hill is nailed by Crosby close to the line of scrimmage. Now wide receiver Randy Burke is coming off the bench to replace Scott Peterson, a second tight end. Let's see if Ramsey elects to put the ball in the air on 3rd and 8 from the Kentucky 9.
I've got a feeling he's not going to put the ball in the air. I'm not sure Frank Kersey is going to let him put the ball in the air down there in that end of the field.
3rd and 8. Loose football. Who has it? Penn State has it at the 21-yard line. Tony Petruccio on a fumble by Woods.
I think you're going to see a forward lateral here, too. If you'll watch this ball, I thought it was forward. As you can see, it was, but the officials didn't see it. He fumbles. Penn State gets their first big break of the game, and that's what they really needed.
Now, can the offense take advantage of Petruccio's alertness? At the Kentucky 21, 1st and 10. Stutz at fullback, Geis at tailback. Husina the quarterback. This is Geis. And he does well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Marker down at the Kentucky 19-yard line. Let's see what we have. Holding.
Holding number 51.
It's called on the center, Keith Dorney, number 51. Penalties at key times have been very costly to Penn State.
Well, there really wasn't any time for a 15-yard penalty.
The ball goes back to the Kentucky 36-yard line.
Really a tough break for Penn State to get the holding penalty, which is, one of the worst penalties you can get. It almost puts you out of field goal range, and it makes it very hard to get a first down.
It is now 1st and 25. Monty and Cephalo are to the left. This is Big Stutz. And he gets about 4 rare, very, very tough yards. The defense led by Kelly Kirchbaum, a linebacker.
You watch Dave Stutz. He made every yard the hard way, and he is a hard, tough, hard-nosed running back. You'll see him catch the ball here. There's 4 people get a shot at him before he goes down, and he actually picks up 4 or 5 yards all on his own.
Now it is 2nd and 21. This is Geis, the tailback, and he's down to the 22-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 11, where linebacker Jim Kovacs made the tackle.
You'll watch it here. Facina sends everything right to get the defense over there and then throws back to Malott, and he makes a big gainer. That's Geis, Steve Geis. Excuse me.
Now Penn State has a 3rd down and about 11 at the 22-yard line of Kentucky. Intended for Schuler, the tight end. Defending was Ray Carr. It is 4th down. Now, for Penn State, Tony Capozzoli is into the game, a reserve quarterback, and he will apparently try a field goal. It'll be about a 40-yard attempt with Donovan holding at the Kentucky 30. Wide to the left. So Penn State is not able to take advantage of the fumble recovery. Kentucky gets the ball. There's a timeout on the field. With the score, Kentucky 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. After a missed field goal by Penn State, Kentucky has a 1st and 10 at the Kentucky 20. 11:50 left 3rd quarter. Kentucky still leading 7-0. That's the fullback, Stewart. Gets about 3 yards. Tony Petruccio continuing his fine sophomore play. Change at guard for Kentucky. Mark Keene, number 64, replaces Dornbrook. Randy Burke comes in, a wide receiver, and Kentucky now is using 2 wide receivers, Dickerson and Burke, on 2nd down and 7. Stewart, 2 yards.
There again, they're trying to use that quick opener. They tried it to the right side, and they came back to the left side. Both very close to breaking it, but alert defensive play kept that play from making it.
Kentucky has a 3rd down 5. Burke is wide left. Dickerson is lined up tight on the right side. Ramsey, he might have a 1st down. And Randy Sidler is injured. He'll be replaced by Chuck Benjamin at tackle. Penn State has just lost its 3rd player of the day. Joining John Andrus and Neil Hutton now, it's tackle Randy Sidler, who is just back in action after injury. So we have Penn State charged with a timeout. And we should tell you that announcers on this telecast are contracted by Total Communication Systems, and any use of this program without the consent of Total Communication Systems is prohibited. This is a very, very physical football game.
That's right. When you tackle Derek Ramsey, you're really tackling a big guy. He weighs 225 pounds. He's a tough runner. And I think, as you think back over the big plays, he's made most of their 3rd down plays, and he's really the backbone of this Wildcat offense.
Incidentally, John Andrus has been taken to a hospital here in Lexington to have his injured ribs x-rayed. That's the last word that we have. So Chuck Benjamin will step in now at defensive right tackle to replace number 25, Randy Sidler. Kentucky 1st down at the Kentucky 30. Kentucky with a tremendous edge in running, in controlling the football, and leading 7-0 here with 10:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Stewart is nailed by Benjamin. That's about as quick as you can establish the fact that you're in a football game.
That's right. If that was an influence play, Benjamin was not influenced because he was right on top of it.
Loss of 1, 2nd down 11. Left half is Hill, 22. Right half back is Woods, number 2, and Stewart wears number 32. Ramsey, nothing there at all. Penn State played that option play beautifully, led by senior Ron Crosby of Glassport. Andy Bailey, can you tell if a man is worried by looking at a Nittany Lion?
Well, Andy never looks worried. You know, there's a lot of time left in the game, but, you know, Ray, in the first half, Penn State only had 29 yards rushing versus 180 for Kentucky. And able to have a good passing attack, you've got to be able to run the ball. So they've got to establish a run, really, before they can be effective passing.
Kentucky has a 3rd down and 9. It'll be 4th down and about 4, and the punting team hurries onto the field to try and get Penn State again confused with the wrong people on the field. Pete Gemmel is the punter. Maudie back at the Penn State 22. Good punt. Maudie at the 20. Fumble. Kentucky has it. A penalty flag is down at the Penn State 25-yard line. Randy Brooks recovered the football, but a marker down at the 25, clipping against Penn State.
Victim of the ball.
Nullified. So Penn State makes another mistake. This is the 3rd turnover by Penn State.
You'll watch it here. Somebody came in and stripped the ball right out of Rich Maudie's hand. There it goes. John Nocta stripped the ball.
So the Penn State defense about to be tested again. Burke out wide to the right. The ball at the Penn State 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats. This is number 2, Woods. He's out of bounds at the 1. No, he is ruled to have been out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So that's only the 2nd pass completed by Kentucky. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1.
You'll see Ramsey has become such a threat with the run. They came up a little too fast. Greg Woods wide open. One official ruled a touchdown, but you can see he stepped out on the 1-yard line.
So 1st and goal at the Penn State 1-yard line. The Wildcat offensive unit thought the touchdown was scored, and they have to be called back on the field here. Official timeout. I don't quite understand here.
Ray, I saw one official throw his hand up. Now, maybe they're trying to decide which official they're going to go by. One said 1-yard line, one said touchdown.
Now Kentucky is taking a timeout, but meanwhile, a couple of minutes have gone by. I don't understand this at all. There is a timeout on the field, that I know. The score, Kentucky 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Kentucky has a 1st and goal at the Penn State 1 after a lot of confusion surrounding whether Woods did or didn't score a touchdown. He didn't, but it's 1st and goal at the Penn State 1. Ramsey tries to struggle in, and he is marked shy of the goal line.
Ramsey He's already, I think, the leading scorer in the country this year. He scored 6 touchdowns already, so he's the guy they like to give it to down on the 1-yard line.
He picked up about a foot that time, so it is 2nd and goal. Tries again, and he scores. So Kentucky now has a 13-0 lead with 8:08 left to play in the 3rd quarter. And we have another injury. It is either Bill Banks or Tom DePasso. It is Bill Banks. He becomes the 4th Penn Stater to be injured today, joining Andrus, Hutton, and Sidler, and it appears to be his left knee.
Bill Banks would be a big loss to that defense. As we said earlier, he's their leading tackler, and he's been playing a very good game today.
So Banks limps off the field. And Bruce Austin, a junior from Pittsburgh, will replace him, number 59. The attempted extra point for Kentucky will be by Pierce. John Pierce. The holder is Grubb. Not good. It is wide to the right. So Kentucky leads by 13-0, and if ever a team has to reach down and find something, this Penn State team must do just that. Incidentally, in coming weeks, we'll have some familiar Penn State names and faces as our on-the-field analyst. We'll have Dan Natale, we'll have Mike Reed, Chuck Burkhardt, and Bobby Campbell will be here together for one of our games. So right now, the attention will turn to the Penn State kickoff return team, as the Nittany Lions are down 13-0. And Mike Gooman, remember again, Mike Gooman, number 65. He's wearing Bill Young's number. Bill Crummey, number 23. Rich Motti, number 48, are back for this Kentucky kickoff. Motti at the 1. So let's see if this Penn State offense can get something going with 8:01 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Chuck Bucina will be the quarterback. Steve Geist will be the tailback. If you joined us late and are wondering about Matt Suey, because of injuries sustained last week, Matt did not make the trip. The fullback has been Dave Stutz, number 89, and he's in there now. Cephalo in motion. Big Dave Stutz. Fumble. Kentucky has another turnover. Dallas Owens recovers it.
Ray, this isn't the kind of Penn State football team you're normally used to looking at. They normally don't make these kind of mistakes. Fumbles are usually freak deals, as you can see there. He was really nailed.
Bernard Robinson, number 41, is in instead of Bill Crummey. The ball at the Penn State 24-yard line. This is the right halfback, Greg Woods, and he's hit hard by Tony Petruccio. And Bruce Austin helped out. Now, I don't know if Bill Crummey is out of the game because of injury. If so, then this injury list would really become almost catastrophic.
You have to wonder how physical it is down there. Penn State has lost maybe 5 to 6 people by injury. It's either unusual or it's a very physical game.
2nd down, 8. Ramsey throwing. Incomplete. He tried to find Chris Hill. It's going to be 3rd down, and coming over to help out was Bernard Robinson. He is playing defensive right halfback now, and the freshman from Shanksville, Brian Kistler, is playing defensive left halfback. Now for Kentucky, it is 3rd and 8 at the Penn State 22. 7:15 left to play third quarter. Kentucky leading 13-0. This is the left halfback. Chris Hill nailed short of a first down. It's going to be 4th down, and Derek Ramsey looks over to head coach Fran Kersey. 4th and 2 at the Penn State 16. Grubb, the holder, is going in, and John Pierce will apparently try a 33-yard field goal.
Pierce is the all-time leading kicker here at Kentucky. Past Bob Gaines, I believe, record here this year.
High enough. Good. There's a timeout on the field, and with the score Kentucky 16 and Penn State nothing, we'll be back right after this.
Both those scores come after a fumble. Both those scores came after a fumble.
So Kentucky has capitalized on another turnover on a field goal now, and it is Monty at the 1. To the 24-yard line. Penn State has lost the ball twice on pass interceptions, twice on fumbles. 3 of the 4 turnovers have been turned into scores by Kentucky.
And I would think now that Penn State's to the point where they've got to put the ball in the air. And this is when the score can get out of hand, or either they could get a real good break and get back in the game.
All right, now some new numbers for Penn State. Number 33, Tony Alguero, is the fullback. Number 20, Kevin Thrower, is the halfback. Fusina. This is Tom Donovan. A gain of between 9 and 10, tackled by Mike Saganos.
That's that little turn in. You'll see on the replay, it's a turn in to Donovan, and Fusina's right on target this time. This play has been open most of the day. It's the second time they've completed it.
2nd and 1 at the Penn State 34. Tony Alguero from New York, number 33 at fullback. Kevin Thrower, number 20 of New Kensington, at tailback. Andy Onkotz was in at tight end for a moment, and he's in there now. This is Kevin Thrower. And he has a first down at the Penn State 35-yard line, brought down by David Stevens, number 82. And Dave Fedrowski, a linebacker, number 56. First down, Penn State at the Penn State 36. 5:33 left, third quarter, and Kentucky is leading 16-0. Cepalo to the left, Donovan to the right. Donovan hit by Rick Hayden, and it's incomplete.
You'll see only a solid hit by Rick Hayden possibly caused this not to be incomplete, because Donovan is open. He gets his hands on the ball, and would have been a big gainer. He could have caught the ball.
Instead, after the incomplete pass, it is 2nd and 10 at the Penn State 35 with 5:07 left to play in the third quarter. Fitzke goes to the left and Donovan to the right. This is Fitzke. And he gets about 7 yards to the Penn State 43.
you watch it here from the ground level, you'll see the old reverse, and it almost worked. He was just a little slow getting there, or possibly it could have broke for a big gain. He had the people out in front and almost made the corner, and if he does, he could have gone all the way. Good block by Paul Renault.
Paul Renault. It is a 3rd and 3 at the Penn State 43. Cepolo comes this way in motion. This is Thrower and a marker down. A marker is down. Thrower did not get enough yardage for a first down. Illegal motion, Penn State. Another mistake.
Right, you're looking in that backfield at people playing right now that Joe Paterno thought would never be playing possibly this whole year, but through injuries, he's down to the freshman sophomore level.
Kentucky makes the decision now. It is declined. It is 4th down and 3. Fitzke comes in to punt. Saganos back to receive the punt. Fitzke has been punting well today. He averaged 43 yards in the first half. Beautiful punt. Saganos. Well, I'll tell you, he gives the most tentative free catch signal I've seen in a long time. George Paterno, what are your thoughts now as Penn State is just making mistake after mistake?
Well, as we said before, Ray, you can't win ball games playing like they've been playing so far with the errors, but they're still in the football game. They need that one big play to give them a little lift and get some points up on the board. Back to you, Ray.
First down, Kentucky at the Wildcat 8-yard line with 4:07 left, third quarter. Out to the 14-yard line comes Greg Woods, where Kurt Allerman brought him down. So 6 yards on first down for Kentucky. Well, I'll tell you, the Wildcats have a lot of hard running backs with good speed. Now Bruce Clark, number 54, is in at a linebacker now for Penn State. First down for Chris Hill at the Kentucky 23-yard line, where Joe DeAnge brought him down. 12 first downs for the Wildcats. They've completed only 2 passes, but one of the 2 set up their second touchdown. Bob Fladden, number 56. Paul Meta-Savage, number 74. 2 freshman tackles are in there now. This is Stewart. Stewart gets 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
You know, the Kentucky offensive line seems to be winning the battle in the trenches there. They're getting off the ball. They're opening holes, and Penn State is going to have to get a better defensive effort out the front 3 and those 4 linebackers.
2nd down, 7. This is Woods to the 32. Bruce Clark helped out on the tackle, number 54. Brian Kistler, Joe DeAnge to the 31-yard line. It is 3rd down and 3. And time is running out in the 3rd period. Kentucky is leading 16-0. First down at the 35.5. Fladden made the tackle on Woods, but Woods picked up a first down. So Kentucky right now is just saying, in effect, we're going to run the football and we're going to get our first down.
And they're running that clock down too, Ray. Every time they make a first down, it takes minutes off that clock. And for Penn State to get back in this game, they've got to score a minimum of 3 times. So they really need to get that ball back.
Kentucky has moved from the 8 to the 35. This is the left halfback out to the 39. That's Chris Hill. Crosby makes the stop, but on first down, Kentucky gets 4 yards. I'll say one thing, these backs to the Wildcats are really in good shape. They have played with almost without a substitution.
They're getting more work today than they normally get, which is some of the reason why Penn State defense is getting more work than it normally gets.
2nd and 6. Ramsey. All the way for Ramsey.
Well, that's what Ramsey's known for. He ran the option that time. Somebody got his jersey, but that's all they got. He ran up the sidelines. You'll see it here. They had one shot at him. I don't know who got his jersey right here.
Gary Peter Kuski got his jersey.
You know, for a guy 225 pounds and 6'4", he moves them out pretty good.
So a brilliant effort by Derek Ramsey. Kentucky leads 22-0. Timeout, Kentucky. I believe they just noticed that they were shy one player.
You know, if they'd ever let you think back, which you can't, but all this started when Penn State got a real opportunity right down inside the 20-yard line on that fumble. In the first play of the game, an official drops a holding penalty, which eliminated possible score for Penn State, which would have made the score either 7-7, 7-3. Then all at once, the other way, and all at once it's 22-0.
George Paterno, quick thought from you.
Well, Ray, the toll is taken on Penn State's defense. They're starting to look tired, and Joe has put a lot of young people at substitutes, and they're making errors right now. There was no inside linebacker there to pick up Ramsey on his cutback there. Up to you.
Okay, George Paterno. Kentucky will try to put point number 23 on the board with 1:11 left to play, and up they're going for 2. They're going for 2 points. New quarterback. This is Bill Tolston. Clark and Matasavage stopped Tolston's attempt at 2 points, but Kentucky has a 22-0 lead. And I guess in this situation, Max, trying to find something optimistic from a Penn State point of view is the fact that a lot of young players are getting some experience, which will help on another day.
That's right, and so far it looks like it's going to be another day because Kentucky is controlling this ball club both offensively and defensively. And for Penn State, with a quarter and a couple of minutes to go, they're going to have to hit a bomb. They're going to have to get a big break in order to get back in this ball game.
Joe Bryant will kick off. Monty is in the middle, along with Mike Gooman. This is Mike Gooman, the freshman. And he gets it out to the 23-yard line. So let's see who will be in there now offensively for Penn State. Thrower will be the tailback. Algary will be the fullback. Fusina will be the quarterback. Cephalo to the left. Donovan to the right from the Penn State 23. This is Thrower to the 28-yard line. Thrower gets 5 yards on first down. He ran into nose guard Jerry Blanton, who is going to be replaced by Richard Jaffe at that all-important middle spot in the front 5 as Kentucky plays this defense.
The draw play has been a good play for Penn State today. Every time they've ran it, they've managed to get good yardage.
We're in the final 35 seconds of the third quarter. This is Fitzke. First down at the Penn State 46-yard line.
Scott Fitzke runs good pass pattern. This young man can run. He can catch the ball. If you can get the ball to him, he'll come down with it. You see right here, he makes it just inbounds. He just gets 1 foot in to make it a good throw. It gets both feet in.
First down at the Penn State 46-yard line. The clock is running. We're down to 12 seconds left in the third quarter. This is Thrower. No gain. Might have lost a yard. And that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Kentucky 22, Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Further scoring. There was no further scoring. The quarter ended with the score, Kentucky 22, Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Get a couple of yards as Stewart comes up the middle. Well, I'll tell you this, Max McGee, I don't know very much about the city of Lexington or the campus of the University of Kentucky, but I have a hunch, to use that old phrase, there's going to be a hot time in the old town tonight, the way these Wildcats are playing today. 2nd and 8. Number 2, Greg Woods gets a couple of yards. Bruce Clark made the tackle.
I think you're right, Ray. This Kentucky has been down for several years, and all at once they'll be 3-1 after if they win today's game. And I think these people here, they're like anywhere else. When you start winning, they like football, and they like it here in Kentucky.
Mike Gooman now is in the game in place of Gary Peter Kuski at safety. Kentucky has a 3rd and 6. This is Greg Hill. Fumble! Brian Kistler has it for Penn State at the Penn State 46. Bernard Robinson made the hit that forced the fumble.
You'll see the fumble here. The ball shot out of his arms. And very alertly, Penn State picks up, and this is a break maybe that Penn State needs to get something on the scoreboard, because they got to get it now if they're going to get back in this ball game.
Kentucky has fumbled 3 times, but of course when we tell you it's 22-0, it's obvious Kentucky's defense has been equal to every challenge. For Donovan, Bucina just let that one fly, and nearest the ball when it came down was Rick Hayden, who's already intercepted twice.
Tom Donovan, for some reason, stopped running. It looked like the play, he was meant to go deep. Bucina thought he was going deep, but all at once he either got held up or he stopped running, thinking the ball wasn't going to be thrown to him. It was almost an interception.
Dave Shukri, number 58, has replaced Ron Orgenta now at right guard. Paul Reynaud, number 78 from Erie, is at left guard. Malott. From behind, Jerry Blanton, teaming with Jim Kovach, made the stop.
In this position where you have to throw a lot, occasionally you have to throw that draw. I mean, you have to run the draw just to keep the Penn State or the Kentucky guys from teeing off on your linemen. That's the reason they throw in a draw every once in a while, but basically they're going to have to throw the ball from here in.
3rd and 8 with 11 and a half minutes remaining, and the ball at the Penn State 48-yard line. Donovan has a first down at the Kentucky 38-yard line, where linebacker Jim Kovach made the tackle. So Bucina picks up a first down at the Kentucky 37.
You'll see here, they've been more successful throwing underneath this Kentucky defense with the turn in here to Donovan. Good play, good catch, good opportunity now to get into scoring position. 11
minutes left in the game. Torrey and Thrower are the running backs. For Fitzke, the receiver was knocked down.
There's a flag
and there's a marker in the end zone. The receiver was knocked down. Scott Fitzke is going to, as a result of his being knocked down in the end zone, Penn State will be 1st and goal at the Kentucky 1.
You'll see here on the replay, now whether it's intentional or not, you're not allowed to trip this guy. They got tangled up right here. Definite interference, tripped Scott Fitzke, and the first big break for Penn State there on the 1-yard line, 1st and 10.
So with 10:43 left in the game, Torrey and Thrower, the runners behind Fusina. 1st and goal, Penn State. Thrower. He's met by defensive end Art Still for a loss to the 2-yard line.
You want to watch these Kentucky boys come off that line of scrimmage. They've really controlled the line of scrimmage today, which is somewhat unusual, but they came to play football, and you can see there it's all blue.
Steve Geis now replaces Thrower at tailback. 2nd and goal at the Kentucky 2. Double tight end, Kubis and Onfox. Geis. Again, Kentucky holds firm.
You watch this Kentucky line again. They're giving nothing inside there. They played a good game all day, and I think they're going to score a touchdown. They're either going to have to get outside or they're going to have to throw the ball.
That time was linebacker Dave Fedrowski who put the shoulder into Geis. No gain. 3rd and goal, 2-yard line. And, of course, precious seconds and minutes are ticking away. Touchdown. I think his tight end, Mickey Schuler, will be on the receiving end, number 82. Let's see. Yep, there he is, Mickey Schuler from Enola. So Penn State finally gets on the scoreboard.
You just saw a great pass and a great catch right here. I thought he almost threw the ball away. He threw it low, which was the only place that Schuler could actually catch a ball because he was very well covered. So this is a very well executed play.
Penn State will go for 2. With Torrey, the fullback. Geis, the tailback. No. A good rush on Fusina, and he does not get the ball to Schuler. There's a timeout on the field. With the score, Kentucky 22 and Penn State 6. We'll be back right after this. Penn State finally on the board. After a pass interference penalty, put the ball at the Kentucky 1 on 3rd down. The pass from Fusina to Schuler for the touchdown. 2-point conversion not successful on an attempted pass. So Matt Barr preparing to kick off to the Wildcats with 9:20 left in the game. Now Kentucky is expecting an onside kick. The Kentucky assistants have just waved their players up close, but Barr kicks it deep. And this is Chris Hill, and he'll not run it out. That's a very wise decision at this stage, not wanting to risk a fumble. The Wildcats having fumbled 3 times today, 3 times they fumbled when Penn State has recovered. So now let's see whether the Penn State defense, riddled by injury and playing a lot of underclassmen, particularly at the tackles. We've had Paul Matasavage and Bob Fladden, 2 freshmen. We have Rick Donaldson in the game now instead of Ron Hostetler, a freshman from Dunkirk, New York. Robinson and Kistler, the defensive halfbacks. And it's obvious the Kentucky coaches, Max, have told those runners, put both arms around that football, because Chris Hill that time wanted to do nothing except protect the football. He got about 2 yards. And he comes up limping, does Chris Hill. He'll be replaced by Pete Gemmel, number 81.
I think Fran Kersey thinks he has a game won as long as he doesn't make the big mistake. And I'm sure he said, at all costs, hold on to that ball.
This is Stewart, the fullback, and he ran into Bruce Clark, and Pete Harris is now in, number 45. from Mount Holly, New Jersey.
Young
Franco Harris's brother is in the ball game now, number 45. Third down, 5 at the Kentucky 25. First down for Greg Woods, the right halfback. So the Wildcats, let's give them credit. Time and again, on a third down play, they were able to come up with the yardage necessary for a first down. It's practically an entire second unit now in defensively. Joe Lally is in, Bruce Austin, Paul Matasavage, Bob Gladden, Rick Donaldson, Bruce Clark, Matt Millen, Pete Harris, Mike Gooman, Brian Kistler, Bernard Robinson. Rod Stewart carried for a couple to the 35-yard line. Randy Brooks was in for one offensive play for Kentucky. Fran Kersey must be a very, very happy coach right now. Kentucky off to its greatest start in 10 years.
Good defensive play by Dallas Owens.
For Penn State, 3rd and 10 at the Penn State 35. Mahdi goes right, Cephalo comes left. Out of a double wing formation. It was thrown behind thrower over the middle. It is 4th down. So Fitzke comes in to punt, and the fans here applaud Kentucky's defense.
They love it, don't they? And I can rightly see why, because of the fortunes here in Kentucky. But Fran Kersey seems to be getting this ball club back to where they used to be so many years ago.
Good punt. Sagano's fair catch. At the Kentucky 20-yard line, the Wildcats take over. There's a timeout on the field. With the score, Kentucky 22 and Penn State 6. We'll be back right after this. Kentucky with the ball at the Kentucky 20. A new quarterback is in the game, Bill Colston. He hands off to his fullback. His fullback is Joe Dupre, and Dupre gets nothing against this, to a great extent, freshman defense in there right now for Penn State. We're in the final 4 minutes of the game. Bill Colston is a sophomore from Chicago. He's replaced Ramsey now at quarterback. This is Hawkins. Out to around the 24-yard line, where Matt Millen brought him down.
Kentucky's getting some of their younger players in there now. They're pretty well sure the game is over, and they've pretty well substituted a complete new backfield and most of the linemen.
3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Colston. Bernard Robinson made a fine tackle. A marker went down.
This is Matt Millen again, who had the earlier penalty, but I think the referee was just a little hasty with this flag because it looked very unintentional, and he was seen to me on the way down.
Personal foul, number 60.
First down, Kentucky at the Kentucky 38-yard line. With 3 minutes and 1 second left to play. Joe Lally and Bruce Austin, the defensive ends. Bob Gladden and Paul Matasavage, the tackles. This is Randy Brooks, the substitute left halfback in the game.
Randy Brooks, this Kentucky, they've got some young men that like to play football. Here, he breaks a couple of tackles, makes a good run. He just got in the game a little while ago, and he's out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Penn State now has 8 freshmen on defense. Kentucky 2nd and 5. Joe Lally brought down Hawkins. Close to a first down at the Kentucky 48-yard line. 3rd and about 1. And we're down to the final 2 minutes of the game. This is Tolston. First down. Kentucky at the Penn State 47, where Bruce Clark made the tackle. Yes, indeed, it's been a long while since any team has been able to run like this against Penn State. 180 yards in the first half. But the most important thing for Penn State between now and next Saturday, Max, is going to be how many people can they get healthy.
The place they've been hurt most all year has been at the running back position. And first, it's not without Matsui, who was just developing into an outstanding runner. They're down. They lost a couple more backs today, a couple of defensive backs, and I think injury-wise, they're in pretty poor shape.
2nd down and 6, and we're into the final 60 seconds of the game right now. Tolston. And Bruce Clark comes up with another fine tackle.
That's that young man I've been watching, Ray. He makes tackles like he means it. Real good form and really aggressive young man.
It's another Kentucky first down. 45 seconds now left in the game. 22-6 in favor of Kentucky. Right halfback, Bob Hawkins, down to around the Penn State 30. Now that might have been the final play of the game. Mike Deaton, a freshman quarterback from Greensburg, Kentucky, is hopeful of getting a chance to run one play. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5, and this crowd is ready to explode. Biggest crowd in the history of football in Kentucky. The game is over. It is intercepted by Bernard Robinson on the final play of the game. The final score, Kentucky 22, Penn State 6. We'll be back with Coach Joe Paterno and his post-game comments right after this. There was no further scoring, and the game ended with the score Kentucky 22 and Penn State 6. We'll be back with Joe Paterno's comments right after this.
Ray, can you do it again, but kill the Joe Paterno comment?
There was no further scoring, and the game ended with the score Kentucky 22 and Penn State 6. We'll be back right after this. After Kentucky converted a field goal to make the score Kentucky 16 and Penn State nothing, we move to further action. Anything on camera up here? George Paterno, from your point of view, you were down on the field all of this game. What's your reaction?
Well, it was obvious it was a hard-hitting game, Ray, and Kentucky was sky high, and they sure as heck deserved the win. Some of the things that Joe worried about, lack of size on defense against a bigger offensive line, showed today. For a long time since anybody made that much rushing yardage against a Penn State defense. But it's the old miscue.